All right, this is another grinds my button rant uh, that I want to do, and it's about the movie Damsel on Netflix. Just got done watching it, and there's a couple things in here that I just have a problem with. So it's going to be a little bit rapid fire, and it's the list is kind of a little bit extensive, but let's go. For context, all right, the princess Eod or whatever, Eodai or whatever the fuck her name is, right? Just got married, and as part of the ritual, they have to go to this mountain, right? And I don't know about you, but if I was going up to a secluded mountain, right, and the first thing I see when turning a corner is a bunch of people in masks, right? The very first thing you turn the corner is a bunch of people standing in masks, right? I'd be quite concerned, right? Because it's either two things: it's a cult or um or an eyes wide shut party. One of those two, all right. And it, okay, that's my first problem. Okay, and she showed very little concern. That's my next problem I have with it. Um, the other problem I have with it is just moments after that they arrive, the queen lady of this kingdom um went on the speech. We're like, oh, for generations or blah blah blah. Um, the king gathered his troops and there was no match. Lady, he gathered like seven people, including himself. Okay, he didn't gather his troops. He got a few men to take care of a dragon. Okay, you knew nothing about it. Okay, they were exceedingly rare. As it was said, they're the very last of the kind. So literally exceedingly rare. Okay, you they probably knew nothing about it. And they went in on a just knowing nothing. Okay, and they went in with like seven people. Okay, and again, no troops, no army. Okay, went in. So chill. Okay, they went in exceedingly underprepared. On like very little amount of people. Okay, but he didn't gather his men. He got a couple men. Okay, that really bugged me. Okay, like fucking chill. God damn it. My other issue is in the same. Another issue is the same scene, right? In that same scene, okay, is the queen said like, okay, throw in the coin. Like she handed the queen handed this princess a coin, and the queen said, throw the coin in. Okay, like whispered it to her. Like, and that's part's fine. Okay, because maybe it's a she's not from that kingdom or whatever, right? And like don't know the customs and whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, that part's excusable. Okay, but that coin fucking doesn't play a role throughout the rest of the movie. Like, so what was the point of the coin? Was it just to trick the princess? Like, I don't understand. Like, why? What's with the coin? Like, like if they had the dragon like a normal dragon where it hoards gold, right? Or it likes gold. Okay, then maybe that was part of the offering. Okay, or something, right? They thought. Okay, but maybe that was part of. But no, that coin doesn't show up until like the very end of the movie. Okay, and what the fuck is the coin for? Right after that, the prince is like, okay, I gotta kill you out. Making it a tradition, whatever, right? That's fine. Again, that's fine in the context of it being part of the ceremony type of thing, okay? And then he stops in the middle of the bridge that's over a chasm. Okay, another red flag. Okay, all right, it's another bright red flag. Okay, okay, and again, but maybe he's just like he just wanted to go along with it, didn't want to question it. That's why it's fine. But then he threw her down this chasm, and she fell for like a good minute, and with branches like smacking into her. Okay, and like just falling through this chasm, and then she just lands. No, like I don't think she even bounced. She just lands, just face first, like just face down, and she gets knocked out, which is fine, but it seemed much farther. Later on in the movie, there was like ropes across this bridge that was very short. She like cuts one of them and throws it down, and I'm just thinking that rope is not going to be long enough, lady. All right, I don't know what you're doing. God, and it somehow reached the very bottom. I don't know. Maybe they're running out of time. I don't know. Maybe you're not supposed to ask questions about that. I don't know. Something minor. It bugged me. And my other problem here that I have is, so she wakes up sometime later, okay, and she's walking through the cave, and she sees like some rustling, right, and like like fire or whatever, light. She goes towards it, that's, which is fine, curiosity and all that, new place, whatever, blah blah blah. And she goes in there and she sees a bird on fire, like flapping and whatever, right? Poor thing. Okay, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And she like puts it out, right? And it dies like shortly after because of the burns. Okay. Then moments later, a flock of birds that are on fire comes around the corner, right, and flying. Okay, and that's fine. It was like, "Oh my god!" It's for the "oh my god" thing. Okay, right? It's just fine. But someone who has birds, okay, and has clipped their wings. If you don't know, clipping wings is just like cutting the feathers so they're shorter. It doesn't hurt the birds at all. Okay, doesn't, not at all. Don't know. Okay, and someone who um has birds and taking care of birds. Okay, you can probably hear them. They would not be able to fly. They burn Feathers burn really quickly. They would not be able to fly if they were birds. And same with bats if they were supposed to be like bats or whatever, which I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be birds. They would not be able to fly, and they flew for like a solid, like, I don't know, like 30 seconds, like a minute or whatever, over, and enough to go around a corner and over top of her and just like start falling. Right, it was a good while. They would not be able to fly. They would all plummet like almost instantly. All right, like something that doesn't make, I don't know. And maybe they wanted to have it like be like for the dramatic, like, fire, the danger. I don't know. Something. It's stupid. It bugged me. Another thing that bugged me, and it happened. This happens throughout the entirety of the movie. Is like at some points they have to be quiet, and they're trying to be quiet so they don't make any sound to alert the dragon where they are at. Which is fine. It makes sense. I like that. I like that part. But like moments later, they like grunt really loudly, or like grunt in pain or whatever, make a sound, and it very clearly echoes through the cave, just like in the same scene. There's no cuts or anything. It's like, oh, they're quiet, and I think at one point the dragon is like, "Oh, you're being quiet, smart, or whatever, or clever," and then like in the same scene, right? She like grunts really loudly, and the dragon doesn't know where they are. Like, what's the point of you being quiet if you're just gonna make loud sound? And they make it like clear that like they can hear the dragon hears really well, right? And she even sets up a trap to allure the dragon, right, using sound. But at certain points the sound doesn't work. Like the sound, like, either pick one. It's either sensitive to sound or it isn't. You can't have both. It makes no sense. Oh, another thing that 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 bugged me is like she has this like locket necklace thing, and I don't remember them actually making any mention of it prior to this scene, right? I don't It made no mention of it at all, right? And she's just like it got really dark, and she grabs it, and like this is after the dragon breathes some fire, so there's fire around. She opens it and like she's like puts it up to the fire, and it starts glowing. She sluts it, and it starts glowing to give her light. That's fine, but like, how does it work? They make no mention of it. They don't like explain it at all. It just kind of shows up. Like I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be a magical locket that she was given. Is it like I don't know what it is. I've and the kicker here is she loses it like the very next scene. She lights it up. She goes to the other room, trips, and she like falls, and it goes out, and she doesn't pick it back up. Only to find like these glowworms that she uses as light. Which leads me to the fact these fucking goddamn Deus Ex Machina fucking goddamn glowworms, right? She finds them, and they just magical god healing like worms, right? Because she finds them, she has them in the bag, right? And then she like falls asleep, right, in a cave, and she wakes up with the worms on her injury, and the worms are just her injury, her like third degree burn, is just gone because of these worms, right? And in fact, she uses them. She uses them later to heal the fucking dragon. Like it, I it baffles. I don't know. It bugs me. They're Deus Ex Machina worms. Okay, like I don't know. It bugs me. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's stupid. Stupid. Like I don't know. Like I guess it's not stupid. I don't know. It takes a lot of the threat away, because if you get injured, oh, just fucking use the worms. And there was a bunch of them. The cave was filled with them, and they didn't like die after either. They're like reusable. So you just grab a bunch, and then boom, heals all injuries. Like what the fuck? Like what the heck? Later on in the movie, okay, she's climbing up this cave, right? This like the cave using like these sharp crystals, right? And she makes it a point, and how sharp it by like pricking it or whatever to show that like just super pointy, right? She doesn't cut herself on them like once, right? And to prevent the cutting, right, of herself, she covers her hand with the part of her dress, like that's supposed to do something. And she climbs up this wall, and in like before she does, she finds this fucking like tiara that she uses to climb. Like why would you use this tiara? It there's no purpose of it. Nor is it, do you have any sentimental attachment to it, so why bring it with you, and why use it to climb? You would actually have a better grip without it. Like I don't know why you would decide to bring this. And she loses it on her climb up. It saves her once, but like I guess they had her bring it for it her to for it to save her. Like then why have the crystal break? Because she gets away anyway. So why have her bring it? Why just have the crystal not break, or have her just be able to grab a crystal instead of the thing catching it? Like why have it save her? Why even grab it? I don't know. Like what the heck? Oh, later on, later on, so later on, um, like her dad decides to like save her because like I guess he had a change of heart, right? He tried to save her, and he brought this guy to lead her where the princess was. Okay, right? This and he forced this guy to stay, right? And the only reason why this guy was here is so he could be cannon fodder for the dragon. That's his only reason for he being there. Yeah, he brought the king, but other than that, like there was no reason for him to be there. They could have easily replaced him with like a soldier. He would have it would have done the same thing. They could have had they could have easily said like had a soldier fucking like scout where they were, right? And have it just be a soldier be there, and it would have done the same thing. And he died, and the only he was only there to die. You can go watch it. You can go watch it. He even says, "Since I led you here, I can go." And the king is like, "No, you were supposed to guide me to my daughter, so you were staying or something like that." So why? So I don't know. I don't know. He could have easily just had a soldier that was scouting where they were. The princess got out and like found out the daughter was kidnapped and thrown in. So the princess threw in, decided to go back and save her, right? And apparently, because she survived the cave, she somehow was able to like fight because she was able to actually fight the dragon and injure it multiple times, one in the eye, one in the leg, and even in the mouth, right? And only managed to get like burns on like her chest, which like as we discussed with the glowworms means nothing because the fucking glowworms is a cure all for stuff like that. Um, and so she's just somehow able to fight and like slide and whatever, and able to fight a dragon, even though all these other trained knights were unable to. All because she's able to hide and escape the dragon somehow. I don't know. It would it. She should have used what she learned in the cave, stealth, and being smart and cunning, and then like she instead of like being able to fight her like head on, she should have been using stealth and what she learned about the dragon by like hiding and then like luring it closer and like stabbing it or whatever. I don't know. It like she should have done that. Which leads me to the other fact, like the princess wanted to tell the truth to the dragon, and the dragon didn't listen. And all she would have to do is like, "Hey, lie to, I got a cut in my hand right here. CC, the thing, like I got a cut right here that the glowworms didn't actually manage to like heal or whatever, right? So, and that's how you were tricked. Instead, you had to permanently blind the dragon in one eye and nearly kill it. You know, like instead of like here, before you kill me, evidence that they're tricking you, that they're making me royal blood because of this cut and this ceremony. So you're actually just killing innocent people. I don't know. I don't know. It would. You could have just said, "Hey, caught in my hand. That's how they're making me royalty. I'm not actually part of them." Instead, you actually had to fight. Instead, you actually had to fight the dragon and nearly kill it with its own fire, make it suffer, and make it permanently blind in one eye. Oh, that was basically Damsel. Um, everything else was kind of like it bugged me. There's a couple really small things that kind of bugged me, but it was like, okay, whatever, fine. But it, if you, like I said in the beginning, if you didn't ask questions, right, didn't get nitpicky, it was an okay movie. However, however, there's some things that just are for me that are just like out there, and I cannot overlook them. Okay, that was just a couple things. But that was it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.